everybody, it's Caroline here. Welcome back to my channel, and today I will be working on my second layout using the Best of Both Worlds February kit, which is put together by Shamel. And I will be scrapbooking this photo of my daughter and her friend before they went on stage for their performance in their very first show together. I am going to be covering the face of the second person in this photo at all times because she is not my child and I don't want to share her image on social media and on YouTube. But Alora is very happy with me sharing her picture and creating this video, so that's fantastic. So it's a really happy photo, fun photo. There's lots of pink and bright images in this collection, and it will work really, really well with this image. The page design that Shamel put together for this involves a neutral or subtle pattern, a bold pattern, and then some of these cut apart squares across on the horizontal. So I'm going to go very closely with that idea, and I'm pulling out three of these squares, to pop on the horizontal. So I know there are two that I definitely want to use, and that is the record and the camera, and then I'm going to wait and see what papers I pull together to find that third piece. So as I look through my papers now, I'm keeping in mind that I want one bold pattern, and that will be a smaller piece running on the vertical, and then one that I can write on, so a more subtle pattern. Every time I come to this beautiful bold stripe, I want to pull it out and use it. I really, really like it, and I know it's just going to be one of those pieces of paper that I keep moving forwards because I need to make sure I get the perfect layout for it. So this is going to be the layout that it gets used on. But instead, what I am going to do is use this kind of heart eyes icon. I love the colour. It's a little bit more subtle than I had planned to use for this layout, but it was a design choice and kind of icons that I would normally not use. So I think it works really, really well on a story about 16-year-olds doing their first show. Really, really well. So I'm taking a piece of paper and a design and a pattern that I wouldn't normally use, and I'm going to run with it and use it on my layout. I'm pulling in a coordinating pink polka dot from that Doodlebug Backgrounds collection. Really pleased that I purchased that this month. It's really helped me to supplement the kit, and I'm now looking at what I can use as a mat for my photo, and also for that horizontal strip to hold these three squares from the cut apart. I want to bring in something bold. I was thinking about that black, but actually I'm going to bring in the red because it's very difficult to see on camera, but there are lots and lots of dots of red, little hearts, little heart eyes on that icon paper on the left. So it will work really well when you put all the pieces together. I'm going to ink everything in black just to bring everything, make sure that all those edges are nice and tight and nice and tidy, and things just fit in a cohesive way. I'm going to save matting that photo until a little bit later, until I've started to build things, and then I can decide what paper to use. The red I think looks really, really good, and I wanted to make things nice and informal and fun, and so I'm putting things on the horizontal, but I'm going to put them at jaunty angles, just so that things look really entertaining and just casual. I'm going to lightly tack the squares down first so that I can move things around once I get that photo matted and stuck, because I know that I want to still see most of the icons. The letters don't mean anything, they're just part of the design, so it doesn't matter if some of them are hidden, but I wanted to make sure that you could still see that these elements were square, so that everything seemed to fit in a cohesive fashion across the page. I was trying to decide between matting my photo in a black or a more saturated pink. I've decided to cut out one of the 6x4 journaling cards rather than cutting into another 12x12 piece of paper just for a photo mat. And I have opted instead of the saturated pink, which you'll see when I turn this piece of paper over. I have opted to go with the black and white as a neutral. There isn't already some black on there because of that record, and I will be bringing in some black alphas. So I think the black matte helped to really ground everything down nicely. As I was putting this together, I had in mind the design that Shamel created, and I wanted to have a really big focal word as part of my title, and I pulled in again this ancient set of alpha stickers, and I didn't actually have an O, so you'll see a sneaky little trick that I do here, and I actually use a C upside down and then build some embellishments on top of it. And if you don't watch this video and you just see this layout in my album at a later date, you would never know that this wasn't the letter O in my title. And I was really pleased with how it came out. I had a second one of those little heart stickers, so I have to remember that I want to bring that in on the top left when I start building my embellishment clusters, so that I bring the alpha and this design element up to a second place on the page. But I've had this in my stash for absolutely ages, these alphas, and I'm so pleased that I used them and they fit the story, the picture, the whole feel of the show really, really well. So I was just really pleased to get some more of these letters used up finally. Now that I have my title on there, I'm just tacking things down. I'll add the photo at a later date so that I don't accidentally pull anything off and you don't see the other person's face on the photo. And I'm now looking for places to build my embellishment clusters. I know that I've got quite a big story to tell, but I've got quite a few places that I'm going to be telling this story, or pieces of this story, in Alora's own story album and on other layouts. So rather than using the pocket that Shamel used on her layout to hold some extra journaling, I'm just going to be writing straight onto that pink background paper at some point, so I can really build some large embellishment clusters and really bring in some of the fantastic stickers that are in this kit. What I am doing here though are pulling in some label stickers. As I mentioned in my previous video, I don't have the labels that came with the kit, so I'm bringing in some from my stash. Again, great to get some stuff that I've had forever, it feels like, in my stash, used and on a page. I only have one of each of these stickers, so to ensure that I've got a really strong feel of unity across the page, I'm actually cutting little pieces out of each of the stickers and bringing them to the diagonal where I'm building a second cluster later on, so that each sticker, each colour gets represented twice on the page in those two opposite places, just to draw the eye and help everything to feel really, really nice and unified. I find that using label stickers as the basis for embellishment clusters is a really good technique. You aren't worrying about any trapped space because you've already kind of combated against that by having a label sticker as something of a different colour or a different texture in the background as you build your clusters. So it's something that I do quite often. I did it on the previous layout in this series, and I'm sure I will do it again as I work with this kit, because there are lots of shapes and icons in the sticker book, the sticker sheet, so that often means that I worry about trap space. So a nice label sticker behind the layers and the clusters help to bring things together. I was really happy to bring in that pink and teal heart, and I'll bring in one of the orange, the smaller versions of it. I can't remember if it's the orange one or I think it's the teal and the pink again, down on that other embellishment cluster. It was, I think this kit has definitely gone from something that I thought I was not going to be able to use very easily to one that I really love already. Lots of really cheerful colours, ones that I would not normally pick. That's what's one of the great things with working with a kit. It really does challenge you. I mean, orange is just something that I didn't realise, but I clearly stay away from orange as one of the colours in any of the pages that I do. So having it here as part of a collection or a kind of a kit that somebody else has put together, it really helps to challenge you to use different colours, different motifs. And I'm really happy. I'm really happy with how it's working and the projects that are coming out of this kit. I'm just going to continue building those embellishment clusters, popping things up on pop dots, inking the edges in black so that things from the different collections work really well together, and anything with a different tone has still got that black edge to it, so things feel nice and cohesive. And I'm bringing in now the final things, which are my favourite, my word phrase stickers, just to help tell the story. I know I've got plenty of place to write my journaling. I know I'm going to be telling lots of different stories from this show, so I'm just having fun playing with the projects and really enjoying seeing things come together. I think once you give yourself permission to play and to use products that you wouldn't normally use, it's very freeing. I'm using the heart eyes icons here, look, which I know I wouldn't have used them. I would never normally have bought this sticker sheet, and if somebody gifted it me, or if I had bought it, I would not normally use those icons. They don't suit my storytelling style or my scrapbooking style normally, but I love them on the page. I love that background paper with them on, and they so suit the photo that I am going to adhere down in a moment. What you just saw there was the branding strip from that gorgeous stripe, and I'm going to use it because it's there. It's got the colours of the collection in. I've already brought in little touches of those now. I've got a little bit of the orange and everything, and rather than just throwing it away, I'm going to just ink the edges and pop that down, especially because I don't need a pocket for the journaling that Shamel had on her original layout for this challenge. So I'm just going to pop it down. I'm really happy that I did it. It looks lovely, and it just brings all of the colours from the papers and the embellishments all together in one place. Once I have that border strip all stuck down, which does take a little bit of manoeuvring things, especially because I still haven't got my photo on here yet, because I'm still trying to make sure that I keep faces hidden. I will notice that I'm missing a word phrase sticker down from that lower right hand embellishment cluster. I want to bring in a black to make sure everything balances. So I will go back to the sticker sheet, find one that matches find a sentiment that matches the story quite nicely, and stick that down. And as I said, really happy with how this is coming together. And that is this layout complete. I have added in my enamel dots. I also brought in a bracket from this alpha set and another one of those heart stickers, just so I had that colour and icon represented in those two places. I've adhered down my photo now, and I have that little bit of scrap paper over the face, and I'm actually really happy with this layout. I love how working with these kits really challenges you. I've got to be honest, I would never have purchased that paper or these sticker sheets or this paper, so this layout wouldn't exist if I hadn't pushed myself and bought the exact stuff that was in the kit. These alphas have been in my stash for years, as have these label stickers. So I think what I'm finding is that as I work with this kit, when I'm challenged, I'm just looking in my stash to see what I've got that I could swap in, and I'm finding that the stuff that I've got left over in my stash that I've had for years are stuff that I don't normally use. So with a kit that have got papers and icons and colours that I wouldn't normally use, they're working really well. So I'm really happy with how it looks, with how it worked out. I'm glad that I didn't go with that hidden pocket. I haven't got too much journaling to do for this because I'm doing a couple of other albums and another couple of projects for Alora's story album for this. So I'm going to be telling lots of different stories for this evening. So I'll have a draft out what I've got to put, and I'll either write it here, here and here, or if I've got a little bit more, I might just leave these blank and write on the, directly on the pink with my fine liner. So really happy with how this went. I could actually put the date there, maybe even with some puffy stickers. So really happy with how it came out. I hope you like it. Thank you for watching me struggle again, but also thank you for being here for the end and seeing the finished product, which I love. So thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, please do. That would be really lovely, and give me a thumbs up. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.